there is some problem or they are introducing any new feature, for that feature they will hire you. So forget the thing that you will have to create a project unless and until you are the board member or the founding member, means you are running a startup. Then you can start by creating the project. Generally in companies you will not create any project because everything is well established there. You will just work on features. Forget about it till now. I haven't created in my entire life updating existing project to Spring Boot project. Then also whenever you are updating a Spring project to Spring Boot project, first of all both are same. Second date you just have to add one dependency in form.xml file. What is that dependency? Spring starter web. That's what updated to Spring Boot now. So you will not create any project, but you should know the ways of creating the project. Now let's start discussing the folder structure of Spring Boot, like what is the use of each and every folder, along with what is the use of that annotation. Folder structure of Spring Boot. So we will open any of the Spring Boot project. We created three. So just see this first one, which is having src main java, src main resources, src test java. This jre system library is just for runtime environment. You can remove maven dependencies. It will give you the details about used jar files. Then what is this bin folder? Src main java, all those. What is this src folder? Then again it is having main and test, then target, then help.md file, then mvnw, mvmw or cmd, and pom.xml. Can you please give us a short introduction on Swagger? Swagger is just a topic right here. We will give when the topic itself is coming. Abhishek Chauhan. Swagger we will discuss when it is coming as a topic. So it will come, don't worry. In API testing, we will see Postman and Swagger both. When we will create APIs using Spring Boot. So this is the particular folder structure of Spring Boot. Whenever you are creating a Spring Boot project, these are the files. Now out of which are the main file that you can delete others and it will work fine. So I will say starting from the top, src main java, where you will write all the java code. Then src main resources. This is an important folder where you will do the configuration of the app. Test, where you will do the testing. Then this is the JRE or JDK. Then Maven dependency is already the important one. This bin SRC target. These three you can delete. There is no issue. But why we are having these folders and what is the use of each and everything, that we will see now. So whenever you are talking about a Spring Boot app, Spring Boot app. Let's say this is your Spring Boot app. Now, what is the folder structure of it? So its folder structure looks something like this. At the top level, you will have SRC, which is your main folder. Within this, main and Java. SRC main Java. It is also called as class path of the application. What it is called? Class path of the application. That is SRC main Java. So you will get this. Now inside this, what you will do? Inside this SRC main Java, or we can remove it actually. As this is your main folder, inside this you will have multiple folders. Here you will have controller. Here you will have controller folder or package. Controller. Here itself in SRC main Java you will have service. Here only you will have entities. If you have some entities, then here only you will have a repository. So whatever the Java class is coming, you will keep it in SRC main Java, controller, service, entities, repository. These are the folder or the packages itself. Here you will write the things. This entities, somewhere it is written as model also. Means data. Model means data. So you can either keep entities or you can keep model. So we got controller, service, entities, repository. If you are writing some enums in your application, you can create. If you have some business logic, you can create. But these four are the main one. And where they will be written? In SRC main Java, which is a folder inside Spring Boot app. Now, when this part is completed, then you will get SRC main resources. Here we are getting this SRC main resources, same one. Now, in this resources folder, at first we will get one file, that is application.properties. Whatever name is having a slash after that means it is a folder, and whatever is having a dot after that means it is a file, right? File. We will understand the meaning of each and everything. Don't worry. Just see it now. So application.properties is a file. Within the SRC main resources only, we will get one static folder. We will get one static folder. Within the SRC main resources only, we will get one templates folder, right? We will get one templates folder. So these are the two working directories where you will do most of your work. I am saying like 99% of the work you will do here itself. After this, you will not do anything. In most of the cases I am talking about. Once this resources part is also completed, then you will work on the test folder, that is SRC test Java, not main one. that is src test java. It will also have these four things, doesn't matter because it is the test folder, right? So you will have these particular test folder. After this you will have some of the file that can be m, v, and w, or you can say m, v, and w dot cmd. These the files will be there. How can we identify that they are the files? No slash is there after them. It is possible that you can get one dot git ignore file as well, dot git ignore file as well. After this particular file you will get two more files, that is pom.xml and readme.md. readme.md. These are the two more files, and this is your complete folder structure, and whatever you are getting except these is just for other purposes. Even I will mention that in a bracket there are some other files and folders are also there, like target folder is there and pin folder is there, but generally all the work is not related to development. This target folder is related to deployment. When you have completed the spring project, whenever you are completing the spring you will deploy it, so you will create a jar or var file. So in that case it will come inside the target folder. Why this generated? Because JUnit or what? Yeah, it is because of JUnit, or Spring by default will generate it. In that case you will use it, that's why. So these are the particular files and folder which are necessary. Now if you are getting one question that can we create these particular files and folder by ourselves and run the project, answer is yes. What is the difference between, I have already explained the difference between jar and var file while creating the project. Jar is Java archive, var is web archive, or you can call that archive, which is the real name. Now this is the folder structure of Spring. In that we will see the meaning of each and every folder and the folder inside them or the files inside them. So at first starting with the src main Java. What is the use of that particular folder? Src main Java. So when we are talking about this folder, the name of the folder itself is telling lot of story. That source of main Java. Src means source. The source of main Java means how and where the main Java code is written. This particular folder can be defined as the class path or the main working directory for .java files. .java files means classes I am talking about. That whenever you are having a .java file, it's a 99% possibility that it will come inside this folder. This can also be defined as the main folder in which the logics are written. It contains several packages, and packages means folders only. It contains several packages or folders like controller, like service, repository, and model. Model means nothing, just an entity, and entity means nothing, just related to data. So this is your src main Java folder. Already we have discussed what is controller, what is service, what is repository, right? Again we will see a detailed of all of them. Controller. Controller is a stereotype annotation in Spring. So at first we will start with the same thing, that controller is a stereotype annotation in Spring. All the Java classes, all the Java classes. Why we use controller? To why we use classes with controller? To write the Java. In service also we will write Java. In repository also we will write Java. Then what is the difference? Where we use controller? When it is having some web connection or HTTP methods. So all the Java class that are communicating that are communicating to web or having any having any HTTP request or response, then that class should be marked as a controller or REST controller. All such files, all such file should be kept, all such files should be kept in the controller package or folder. So this is the logic of this controller folder. Now after controller we have service. Why we use service? The Java code which is pure and applying some business logic. Then we use this service. Business logic means pure Java code which is solving something. It can be an addition program also, but it should be pure Java code. Service. All the classes marked with service annotation and applying business logic should be kept in services package or folder. Is it mandatory? Not at all. You can create only one package and write all your files in the same package. But generally that is not the case. When you are developing a mid-level Java application which can have around 40 to 50 Java files, and at that time it will be very difficult to find one Java file. Now you know package, you will understand what you want to find. Let's say you want to find, or I will give you a very simple example. Let's say you are going to a grocery store. Generally, things are organized in grocery store. All the grains will be at the same place. All the home items will be at the same place. All the fruits will be at the same place. All the vegetable will be at the same place. How about there is a shop or there is a grocery store? The first container contains some fruits, then vegetable, then sugar, then medicine. How you will pick the things? It will take you a lot of time to search everything at their place and then keep it in your bag. But what if everything is organized? Organized means all the fruits are at same place. In case you are going to purchase only fruits, you will go to the fruits area and pick them up and come back. That's why we maintain a good folder structure for that. So services will have all the classes that are marked with service annotation and applying business logic. After services, what we got? Entity. Entity package or model package. They are generally the database tables which works with data. You can understand this. Anyhow, from tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, we are starting the JDBC section, so you will understand. Entity or model. These classes, these classes generally have the, or these classes are generally marked with at the rate of entity. In most of the time, or in most of the cases, these will be the database tables. Means a Java class will be converted into a table automatically. You don't have to do it. Java will do it for you. So this is entity. After entity, we have got repository. After that, what we have got? Repository. So what it will do? These classes are generally marked with at the rate of repository, and these are the classes that will communicate with database, or they will act like DDO, DDO or DAO, data access object. Again, we will discuss these things, so don't worry and don't get panic. So these are the files and folder which are available inside your src main Java. Even the folder itself is telling you that all the Java files will be there, right? Then we will see src main resources. What we will get inside src main resources? This is the configuration and resources folder. What it is? Resources folder. Now what is the use of this? That I will let you know with this files. Generally, whenever you are generating a Spring Boot project, it will come with two folders and one file. Already we have mentioned application.properties is a file, static is a folder, and templates is a folder. So what we will get inside application.properties file? Application.properties. See, just read the name once. Properties of application. Can we say this? So this particular file is the configuration file, is the configuration file, and what it will do, this file will be used to configure ports, database connection, and other related things. In JDBC, you might have created one class in which you have provided the connection URL, driver class name, username for your database, password for your database. Here we will provide all those things in application.properties. I have mentioned one more thing to configure ports. Whenever you are generating a Spring Boot project, on which port number it is running, 8080, you can change it. And where we will change it? In application.properties. We will see now. So this is the work of application.properties file. Now we will see some folder as static folder. Generally, whenever you are working with the front end part, means you are writing some HTML or the JSP or CSS file, static folder is used to keep all the static web files like HTML, CSS. All these files will be kept inside static folder. I am saying static web files means they don't know any logic. Generally, JSP is like HTML where you can write logic as well. Those files we will not keep in static. Only normal HTML file we will keep in this static folder. I will show you. Let's say this is first Spring Boot project. Inside this is the static folder. Now in this static folder, I will create a new file. So file I will create as index.html. What I have created? Index.html. So here we are getting the file. Now in this file, just the required boilerplate code I will write. That is HTML and then head. After head, what we got? Body. And head generally has a title. Title I will say Spring Boot app. And inside body I will render one heading or one paragraph like that. So I will say this is a simple HTML file in Spring Boot. But how we will run it? You have to run the main application every time like this, right? Every time. Now we will run the application as this is having Spring Web dependency. So it will start the Tomcat. So here Tomcat started on port 8080. Here we are getting the values also. Now if we check what is running on localhost 8080. So this is running on your localhost, right? So what file we kept in static folder? Index.html. So this is the static file. You can add CSS also like that. I have written one more thing that application.properties file will be used for configuration. So open that as well. This is the file application.properties. How to change the port number? I don't like 8080. So here we will write server dot port equals to, and whatever port number you want to keep. Let's say 8087. Server dot port equals to 8087. Stop the server and we will run the app again. Tomcat started on port 8087. If we hit the refresh button now on 8080, it's not opening. Why? Because localhost is running on 8087 now. This is a simple HTML file in Spring Boot, right? So that is the use of these things. Yes, you can write any number, but it should be within the range of your system's configuration, because generally port numbers depend on system's configuration as well as Windows configuration. Or if you are any for localhost 8080, it's coming unauthorized for me. Send the complete error. I can't solve by seeing this thing that localhost 8080 is coming unauthorized. Now let's say in application.properties, I will try to write a port number as 100, or let's say 1000. You know how many digits are there in one port number? Don't say 4, right? Just don't count it here and say 4. Let's say server.port 1000. We will start the application again. Tomcat started on port 1000. Go and check. Now 8087 will not work. Localhost 1000 will work. This is a simple HTML file in Spring Boot. You can write any number, but there is a limit, and the limit depends on the configuration of your system. Anyway, this is not the topic. When this is coming, we will see what numbers you can write, how you can check your ports. Again, I already said when it is coming, then we will discuss. We have collection in legacy collection properties. No, it is different actually. So whenever you are seeing, there are the three ways of writing this. There is one XML way and one YML way. In console, it is showing web server failed to start, but in server it is unauthorized. That's why I was saying you Tulsi that drop the complete error. I think in the last class I have told you how to kill the running port. So open that in the Google Classroom. Let me show you what you have to do. Your port number is already in use, means you have to kill the previous port. You can check it on 12th April only, and this is the file killing port number.png. You can kill the port number and it will work. So these are the static folders. CSS file you can keep here. Then what we will keep inside the templates folder, all the dynamic web file. All the dynamic web file. Static means all the static file. Templates folder means all the dynamic web file, JSP or HTML file also. So in templates folder, we will keep all our dynamic web files. Dynamic web file means where you are writing some logic. logic of connecting with a database, connecting it with any particular source, like that. In templates folder, we will keep all our dynamic web files. So SRC main resources is this. Then why we use SRC test Java? For testing purpose. SRC test Java. Now let's say tomorrow Naresh IT's trainers have developed a separate software for meetings. What is dynamic web file? Just now I said about dynamic web files that they contain logic like JSP files. Now let's say we developed a software for ourselves. We are using WebEx. Now we will not use WebEx. Is it true that when developing this software, next day we will attend our classes with that? No. At first, we will do the internal testing of the application. Testing means there will be 10 trainers. One trainer will start a meeting, 10 will join. They will check whether you are able to type a message or not, whether you are able to share your screen or not, voice is coming properly or not, video is coming properly or not. So all the testing or the test logs are written in this particular folder that we will teach you when we are discussing about JUnit or other particular things. This is the testing directory of this is testing directory of the application where you will test your application. After that, what we have, git ignore. Now I hope you are already having the knowledge about this file git ignore. Let's check whether if it is there or not. So Java resources, here we are not getting the git ignore file. Generally you will get that file in your front-end applications, and this file tells you that while deploying the project, which file you don't want to upload to GitHub in deployment, right? In deployment. So what is the purpose of .git ignore file? I think I have shown this also within the in class, right? This file gives the information of files and folder that will not be uploaded to GitHub or deployment. So when you are deploying your application, we will not deploy all the folders. We will deploy some less folders. So who will give you information about those files and folder? This git ignore file. Let me show you. This is generally related to front end when you are connecting your Spring Boot with front end. Let's say this is a normal project in which you are having this .git ignore file. Now in this file, these things are written. It means that if there is any particular file whose name is npm-debug.log, don't upload that. yarn.debug, yarn.error, learner debug. If there is any particular folder, node underscore modules, don't upload that. If there is any folder dist, don't upload that. If any file or folder is there with .local, don't upload that. So these are the list of files and folder that we will not upload. I will show you one example for it. So let's say there is one application and you see how many folders and files we are having. At top we have node modules, public SRC. Now I will show you the same application on GitHub because it is deployed by me. So when this project went to GitHub or means for deployment. So what is the first folder you are getting here? Public folder. Means we are not getting this node modules folder. Why? Because it is written in git ignore file that don't upload any folder that is node underscore modules. In the same way, after public, what we are getting? src git ignore readme.md. So here we are getting only important files. We are not getting everything. Generally, they are for your local system. So this is the purpose of this file. Then, and let's discuss about pom.xml file. Pom.xml file. What is the full form of pom.xml file? POM stands for Project Object Model. This file gives an overview of our project, including metadata of the project. We add dependencies. We add dependencies of we add different dependencies in this file only. We add different dependencies in pom.xml file. Different dependencies and plugins. If you are adding any plugin from the external source, you will add it in your pom.xml file only. Then we are getting some mvnw and mvnw.cmd. Just try to open these two files within your system. So when I opened this file, this is what we are getting. Try to read it. What is this written here? Just one or two line here. It's not bytecode. Application failed to start. Field in student required a bean type of int that could not be found. Your student class is requiring something as int. Maybe it will be int id and you are not providing that value. So what you understood from this? Let's write it what it is. When we are talking about MV and W, MV and W or MV and W.cmd. Now these are the files. Let's try to understand their definition at first. So MV stands for MVN stands for Maven. MVNW. So here MVN stands for Maven and W stands for wrapper. What it is? Wrapper. So here we will write MVNW stands for Maven wrapper. Wrapper for whom? Unix, Linux and Mac shell script. Mac shell script. Windows is not written here, right? We are writing all other operating system, Unix, Linux, Mac. What is the purpose of this file actually? So again, I will open the file and we will see. When we are going down in the file, it is trying to set something. Set Java home for CYG and MinGW, ensure path are in the Unix format. Here this particular file is for purpose and this is for hash code. What is this? So very simple line, this is not for you, but here we will write that these files allows you to run Maven commands without requiring Maven to be installed. So simple way that you don't have to install Maven on Unix, Linux, Mac. You can directly run the Maven commands, right? You can directly run the Maven command or whatever dependencies you are using. It is also used for CI/CD pipelines. You understand what is pipeline? Not that water pipeline. There is a pipeline in software development. CI/CD. CI means continuous integration and continuous development. Pipeline. Search about it today. Project workflow. Kind of, but not exactly. After this, we have one more file that is readme.md. That is readme.md. Readme means the file is telling you that you have to read me. But what is .md? It stands for markdown. What it stands for? Markdown. This file is the documentation. This file is the documentation written in markdown format. What it does? It explains what your project does and how to use it. There is a note, developers have to maintain this file. Developers have to maintain this file. Means being a developer, you have to write. Let's say you are giving this project to someone who is very new. You have to give this file, and this is how your Spring Boot looks like. Share me Google Classroom code. Hey guys, this is Google Classroom code. Take it. It's OWXQYBOI. Will we use SDLC model? First of all, my question is where we use SDLC model? In software development for their life cycle, right? And when we are doing the things, generally, which software development life cycle model is used within companies? Huh? Agile. What is agile? What is agile? One type of model. Have you ever heard about waterfall model, prototype model, spiral model? In incremental model. I am asking, have you heard about these? These are the software development life cycle model. All the BTech graduates from computer science and engineering, there is a subject as software engineering. Anyways, we will see the development cycle. So this is the folder structure of Spring Boot. When we are dealing with Spring Boot, let me remove everything from here, and this also I will remove. That's it. Here we are not creating container anywhere. We are just writing at the rate of Spring Boot application, and everything is working fine. We are going to see what does it mean by this at the rate of Spring Boot application. Or tell me one thing, do you want to develop a different project before going to JDBC section like last time we did calculator? If you want to develop a simple banking application kind of thing, that you can do. Banking application means there is no database, so you have to work on simple things, right? There is no database. Means every time you have to open your account while running the project. So, okay, let's do that. So I will create a project by using Spring Starter project because it is same exactly like website. The project name I will write as e-banking. You can name it anything. There is no restriction. And it is going to be a very simple application in which at first you will open your account because there is no database. So when running, it will always ask you to open your account, right? And then you can deposit the amount, you can debit the account, then deposit, then debit, like that you can do. Okay, you can check your balance as well. So that is e-banking. I will write the project in my default location, type as Maven, packaging as jar, Java version 21 I will use because 24 is not installed within my system. I am on JDK 23, language Java, group ID I will keep as com.bank, artifact is e-banking, which is alright. Description you can write this is a normal simple banking application, and com.bank will be my package name, base package. Click on next, and we will add the dependency of Spring Web. Generally it is not required, you can work without it. Just finish. We are talking about at the rate of Spring Boot application annotation. So this annotation is combination of annotation of three different annotations. What are those three annotations? That are, first is at the rate of configuration. At the rate of configuration. Second one is at the rate of component scan. And third one is at the rate of enable auto configuration. Configuration. Now while developing the project we will see the meaning of each and every one, but there is a note. However, writing this annotation in Spring Boot is not mandatory. Please don't think that without this annotation Spring Boot will not work. It will work. We will see that now. So here our e-banking project came, basically it will be having simple files, and that's it. You can try to run this project if it is working fine. So working fine, no issue. Stop the server. When we are talking about a banking application, and I am telling that as of now there is no database, so every single run require the creation of a bank account. Once you hit the refresh button, you have to create the bank account. There is no other thing is available. So in the banking application, I'm talking about online banking application. I am not going physically to the bank. How many things you can do in an online app? First thing, opening the account. Opening the account, right? You can open your account. Second thing is, as we are not following any authentication or authorization, so no login sign up, directly you can open. Second is, we can credit some amount or you can deposit some money. Is it possible to deposit money in online way? Without going to bank, can we deposit money? Arey, yes sir, who told you that we can't deposit? I'm talking about deposit, cash. Arey, we can do, guys. You can use ATM machines for depositing your money. You know this? Then we're not going to. Yeah, I said physically, but here we are taking a normal example. So in the app, you can open the account, deposit some money or deposit the money. You can withdraw some money, and at last you can check the bank balance. Check the balance. Now these are the things that we are going to create. This app does not have this app does not have any database or front end. So it is going to be very simple, right? Very simple. But you will understand the working of Spring Boot. That's it. That is the main motive. Generally, this is not in the curriculum, but I am doing it from my side so that you should be comfortable with the Spring Boot. That it's like Java only with some added configurations. So whenever this application will run, whenever this application will run, it will start this class, that is e-banking application. This is Spring application dot run method will. This is the particular part. There will be someone who is managing all the things, right? There is someone who will manage all the things, that we can say controller, right? That we can say controller. So controller will manage all these things. Who will manage? Controller. Again, we are talking something like the architecture of Spring Boot only. So at first I will create a controller package. So com.bank, this is the base package. Base package means now whatever packages you are creating in your application will be having com.bank in the starting. Now we want to create a controller package, that is com.bank.controller, com.bank.service, com.bank bank dot repository. Generally there is no database connection, so this we will not use. We will only use com.bank.controller and com.bank.service. When we are working with database, we'll of course keep com.bank.repository. This also we will keep, but as of now, we will not use it. Yes, during JPA. Now, how to create new package? So very simple. You can right click, new, wait. E-banking. What we will do using the base package only. I will create a new package. Package name will be com.bank.controller. This is a controller package. com.bank.controller. We will create one more package, that is services package. Using the base package only, services package. So com.bank.services. So here we are getting these two things now. At first you have to work with controller. Okay, one question. Let's say you are developing a new project. You are developing a new application. Which part you will develop first, back end or front end? Generally in companies, which one will be developed first, front end or back end? Why? Answer is correct. That back end is something which can work without front end also. On console you can work. How many type of data you are getting, how you are getting the data, how many APIs are working, all these things are managed by backend. So obviously backend is the first part to be developed before front end. But generally project is developed concurrently, but backend will be developed first. Concurrently means together at the same time. Now in the controller package, I will create a class. This class can be anything. Home controller, first controller, manager, or anything which will manage everything. The standard notation is home controller. The standard notation is home controller. So in the controller package, we got this home controller class. Now when we got this class, the first thing is we should convert this Java class into a bean so that our container is managing the object of this class. So I will keep a service annotation here, right? I will keep service annotation, right, Srikar? Why? It's in controller, right? So why will we keep service? Even it will work with service. It will work with service also. But we will keep at the rate of controller here because it will be the controller class. Sorry, here at the rate of Spring Boot application. Then what you will write here? There can be only one tag, right? This is a normal class that you want to convert to a bean. So you have four choice. You can keep controller, You can keep REST controller. You can keep at the rate of service. You can keep at the rate of repository. These are the four choice that you can keep if you want to convert it to a bean. So I am going with controller. Now what this controller will do? This controller is having the main method. This controller is having the main method. How it is having the main method? It is giving you two choice in the starting. What it is giving you? Two choice. What are those two choice? First choice is open your account. Open your account. The first choice that it is giving you, open your account. And second choice, it is giving you to exit. You can exit at the same time. So what we have done, we have created a class as home controller and a main method, and just two messages we are printing. First as open your account, and second is you can exit from the system. That's it. Now e-banking application.java. What we will do inside this method spring application.run. Whenever this run method is invoked, whenever this run method is invoked, it will be returning the container. This run method, let me show you. So whenever you are hovering over this run method, just scroll down. What this method is returning? The running application context. So this is a run method which returns you the application context container by default. Now there is one method. Let's say there is a method something like this. Int add, and it returns you a plus b. It returns you a plus b. What kind of value this method is returning? Int. So we can accept the value in a int format only, something like this. Int answer equals to add 3,4. Like that we can do. If this method is returning a int kind of value, we can accept the answer in int only. If it is returning a double value, we can only accept it in double, unless and until you are doing casting. In the same way, what this method run method of spring application dot run, it's a SpringBoot method, and what it returns? Application context. What it returns? Application context. So I can accept the answer here in application context. So application context container, and you can import it. So that's how our container is getting created in Spring Boot. Our container is returned by Spring application dot run. Now where is our container? Same class is our container because of this annotation. Because this annotation is the combination of configuration and component scan. These two are required to create a container. So this is running. Now let's, in the main file, I will print a message that container is created, just to check if we are having some error or it is working fine. So container is created. We will start the application. Here we got the Springs logo and container is created, means there is no problem. Now this line I will remove. Yes, dot run is mandatory if you are working with Spring Boot. Otherwise other methods are there. This home controller is written with at the rate of controller. Means this container is using the or is managing the bean of home controller. Can I say this? This home controller class is having at the rate of controller. It means container will manage the bean, creating the object of home controller. For that we will say home controller HC equals to container dot get bean and get bean of home controller dot class. Home controller dot class. And instead of main method I will not create main method. I will create a void bank method. What I will create? Void bank. I'm not going with main method. What I'm creating? Void bank. You can make it public, private, whatever, but doesn't matter. Public void bank method. Now as we have created the object of home controller class and this class is having a bank method, I will call this method. So I will say hc dot bank, hc dot bank, and we will run the application. So here we are getting these two options, means container is working fine, bean is getting created, everything is working fine. So before these I will give some sort of style that choose your option, choose your option. And so now we will get this output. Choose your option and there are two options. Line number 13. What is line number 13? Application context container. Okay. Whenever you are working with Spring, you will create a IOC container. There are two methods of creating IOC container. One is application context and another one is bean factory. We have seen a detailed comparison between these two and find out that application context is very important and this is deprecated. So we will create an application context container. Last time we were having two methods. By doing XML configuration, by doing Java configuration, by doing Java configuration, and by doing annotation configuration. But Spring Boot will tell you that you are a Java developer. Why you are required to do the configuration? Don't do any configuration. I will do configuration for you. So Spring Boot gave you one method, that is run method. In which class, interface or class? That is Spring application. Within this class, it given you one run method, and this run method will return the container. Means whenever you are writing like this, is Spring application dot run and giving one class to it, any class, main dot class with some arguments. When this run method is running, it will create or it will return a container. So when it is returning a container, we can accept the container like this. Whenever there is a add method of return type as double, you have to store it in a double data type. In the same way, this Spring application dot run method returns a application context. That's why I am storing it here, that application context container equals to this, and then creating the object or managing the object from this particular part. Now understood? So now we will run the application, and this is what we are getting. Choose your options, open your account and exit. As you are asking user for some of the options, user will give input. How? How? Scanner class, right? We will do scanner class. So create object of scanner class. Scanner sc equals to new scanner system dot in. Rhyming is going on here. Huh? It's like NCKG kid, that teacher is saying 2 ones are 2 and students are shouting 2 ones are 2. Is it like that? System dot in. Right? So we are importing a scanner class from utilities package. Then this is the options that user will choose. So I will accept this value somewhere. Int, because user will press int values, so I will accept int option equals to sc dot next int. That's how we take integer input. That's how we take. Okay, till now we have taken input from user. What we will do, what user is giving as input, what we will do, we will say switch. We will give these values to switch, and switch will work on the value of option, and in that we will write cases. Case 1 means user has given input as 1. In that case, as of now I am just giving one print message that open your account, because completely we will do it tomorrow. Open your account. Case when user want to exit the system, again we will give a print message to the user that you are exited from the system, or simple you are exited. Thanks for choosing us. Like this we will say. But user is crack. User can enter anything. So case default. When user is not entering these things, what we have to do? In default, we will give a print message, wrong choice. Each statement should have a break also. So after every case, I will attach a break, because we don't want all to work together. Break. Again, we will start the application. And here it is asking that choose your option. So I will choose the option as 1. So it is telling open your account. Till now we have not written the logic for opening the account, right? So we will write tomorrow. We will close the server and restart it. While loop also required, because Wrong input, again enter number. So to exit, you are exited. Thanks for choosing us. We will start the application again, and here I will give some default values that we call as faulty values. Let's say I will give 1.2. So input type mismatch we will get, because here we are taking the int input. But what if user is giving int input only? What if user is giving int input but out of the range? So we are getting wrong choice. Same option we should show again to the user. Which option? These option. So in that case, what we have to do is we have to declare one flag. Boolean flag equals to true. There is a flag whose initial value is true. Now I will say while flag. Directly you can write flag, because while loop always checks for true and false. So by default you are providing true. In while loop we will do all these things. Whatever we are doing here we will do inside while loop. That's it. And when user want to exit, when user want to exit, at that time I will set the value of flag to false, because that is the condition when flag will become false. When user want to open the account, at that time also we will set the value of flag to false. We will show the options to user only when user is choosing the wrong input. So we'll go back and we'll start the application again. So I will give a wrong option, let's say 5. Wrong choice, choose your option. If I am trying to exit, you are exited. Thanks for choosing us. And stop, we will run it again. Open your account. So we can, now after this, the logic of opening the account will work. Got it? That we will do tomorrow. Now you understood how container is getting created, because this Spring application dot run, this method returns the container by default written by SpringBoot, and this annotation is the combination of these three annotation: configuration, component scan, and enable auto configuration. These three annotation you require for creating a container and scanning the beans. Again we will see tomorrow. So start, you should also start creating this project and do the things along with me, because after a certain time you can't pick up the projects. So do it from today itself, so that you can ask your doubts tomorrow within the project, that I was facing problem in that while loop, how while loop is working without giving any particular condition. Like here I'm just writing flag. So if you got any such kind of doubt, you can clear those out. So what we discussed today, we started our discussion with folder structure of Spring Boot. So this is the folder structure of Spring Boot. I will upload the same one. These are the main files and folder. What is the use of each and every file and folder, that you can see. April 4th, notes are not showing. What was on April 4th? Friday. We might have developed the calculator project. Rest of all the banking application we will do tomorrow now. Okay, fine guys, let's connect again tomorrow. Have a nice time everyone. Bye bye, take care.